Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort.
Kogan. Drip.
Snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go. What I would like to do, at least with a little bit of extra time, because we have a couple shout outs to do so far, not too many. But with the little bit of extra time we have, I would like to delve back into the realm of the suggestion box. Maybe for like 20 minutes here while we have some time, okay? This is a thread that you guys posted up in over the course of October. And what we've been trying to do is go back to this thread once in a while to get ideas, okay? Okay. Now, let's do it, okay? Perhaps a fundraising stream once every 3 months where you ask all your members to decide on a charity they would like the funds to accumulate to go toward. You could gain a much better following from not only other donors of the charity, but also around the internet in general. Over time, I believe you would achieve an impressive amount of growth in viewership and a much more diverse community. The possibilities of giving so much back are endless, I'm quite sure. Being that you have such a positive group of supporters, they would be on board. This is just a thought. Okay? So, charity is the idea. Now, first off, all right, I have an incredibly large group of negative hate watchers who follow me all around. Okay? They would do anything they possibly could at any moment to ruin something like that. So, in order to even consider to plan any kind of a charity event, it would have to be a situation where it's foolproof. And you might say, well, what does that mean? Okay? It means that this has to be an event that when I'm doing it, there's no way that a bunch of idiots could go out there and find a way to get it shut down or fuck with it. All right? So how could I do that? So I would say, number one, all right, whatever charity event this would be, any funds, any donations raised have to go directly to that charity immediately. We would have to find a situation where I am not a middleman. I would never want to handle any money whatsoever that has to go to a charity, all right? There's just too many problems there. There's problems when it comes to claiming the income for tax purposes. There's problems of people who are going to obviously outright say shit like, oh, Phil lied and didn't give the money to the charity and shit like that, right? So we would have to figure something out so that it would have to be a foolproof direct donation scenario. So maybe there are ways to do that. I don't know. Maybe there's a way to say, oh, you're doing a campaign for a charity, and you could create like a web page. And you could advertise that webpage during a marathon stream. And if people want to contribute, they contribute to the webpage. The webpage will show how many people donated to the charity specifically and stuff like that. I don't really know how it works. I've never done that before. You see? So I don't know how that would happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how it works. I honestly don't know. But I would never, ever, ever want to be the person who says, I'm going to collect the money and have it sit in my accounts, and then I'm going to give it to charity. That would be the biggest, dumbest move. I'd have to be a complete fucking idiot to do any charity like that. Seriously, I'd have to be superbly dumb, because that's just setting myself up for failure and problems, especially with the amount of haters and shit that I have out there. That would never work, all right? So, the question is, how would it work? I don't know. That would have to be something that's researched and figured out. Now, there's another thing, another wrinkle here. Again, because I have so many hate watchers and assholes out there, like, how do you figure out, seriously, how do you figure out how to pick a proper charity? Because I hate to say it, a lot of people feel that a lot of these charities are fake and or they're not as charitable as they claim. You know, you got a charity that looks well-intentioned, sounds like a good idea, you raise money, you give it to them, and then you find out 6 months, 8 months down the road, oh, by the way, they keep 85% of contributions, and they claim it's operating costs. Only 10%, 15% of what you actually raised goes to help people. The rest just goes to keep their company running. And it's like, wait, what? Now, obviously, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I intended. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever we would look into, if we were going to do something charity, would have to be something reputable, something where you know that a lot of the money that's being raised is going to go towards the actual cause and not just to fucking have people get paid. You know what I'm saying? So, this is what I mean. There's so many things involved in a charity event that a lot of people don't think about. A lot of people just think, oh, charity event, just fucking turn on your stream and raise money and you're done. Oh, it's so good. Why don't you just do it? Right? Because it's not. It's very complicated. All right? Here's another wrinkle. And this is something that people probably don't even think about. All right? You guys know about the amount of hate that I get on the internet and the amount of slander. You also know that most of it's bullshit. Yes, some of it is based on nuggets of truth. But for example, 2-3 years ago, there was this internet campaign by my hate watchers to get me kicked out of anything possible. So they formulated a whole package, like a whole like promo video of really toxic, negative stuff about me. And most of it applied to like 10, 15 years ago. It doesn't apply to modern day Phil of anything in the past 6 to 7 years. This is like old Phil back in the day. You know, some of the racial jokes I used to make. Yes, that stupid Nazi joke that I made that's infamous that I've apologized for 1,000 times. So they turn this into a package and they send it to companies. Why would you want to do business with this man? Look how awful he is, right? And look what happened. I got kicked out of several different companies, literally for things that I did 10, 15 years ago, okay? What's to stop them from doing that with a charity, right? Are you really going to accept funds from this man? Look what he's done in the past. And there's a situation, a serious situation, where charity could get a bunch of complaints and say, well, we're not going to take this seriously. We're going to ban this guy. He's not going to be able to raise charity for us because we don't want to accept funds from someone who's considered someone like this on the internet, right? Even though the things they're saying about me are not valid in the present day at all, they're not representative of who I am or anything, they could do that, right? And I would not be surprised if that's exactly what would happen. Like, let's say I announced today that I was going to do, a child's play charity. A child's play, for those who don't know, you raise funds and it goes to buy, like, video games for kids who are very deathly sick in the hospital. And they just want something to do to distract them while, sadly, they're going through this crazy, treatments or life-saving maneuver, whatever it is, right? And it's a valid charity. People have raised lots of money for this, and kids, trying to go through horrible times in their lives. So what if I said that's what we're going to do, right? And so here's the page, and immediately they start bombarding child's. Oh, you're going to have this guy, this vile guy do it, and here's all the things he's ever done wrong. I could literally be turning on the stream midstream and be told, sorry, we're not accepting it because we got too many people complaining, so we're turning it off, right? Right? So here's the deal, all right? You say, why don't you just do charity? Well, first of all, I don't even like how this guy suggested it, because you heard what he said. Oh, if you do charity, it's going to make you look good. It's going to bring more positivity. More people will see you in a positive light. That's not why you do charity. All right? I've told you, I was raised Roman Catholic. All right? Roman Catholicism teaches that charity is something that you do as a sacrifice. All right? It means that instead of doing something that benefits you, you actively seek to give your time, your money, your belongings, whatever it may be, you sacrifice something to help others. It's supposed to be you're taking away from something that you could better be doing that would help you, but you give it to others instead. It's self-sacrifice. Since it's a self-sacrifice, it means that it's not supposed to benefit you in any way, shape, or form at all. All right? So the moment that I would say we're doing charity, right, here on the stream, that's something that benefits me. Why? Because people might say, good guy Phil. He's going to do this. He's going to actually do the right thing, and he's going to raise funds for so-and-so and so-and-so. But then people start to, that's good of him, and that benefits me. It does. So immediately, that's not charity. Immediately, you could say that's philanthropy. That's different. That's a different term. You might argue that's philanthropy, but that's not charity. You see? So, I hate to say it, anyone who does these kind of streams is not doing charity. They're doing philanthropy, which is fine. You could call it that. That's fine. But they're lying. Anyone who says, it's a charity stream, it's not a charity stream. You don't know what charity means. You're miscategorizing the word for personal benefit. You're not giving, you're not sacrificing of yourself. You're asking funds from your viewers to go towards a good cause. Yes, you're giving up your time on a stream or whatever to raise those funds, but you are benefiting directly from it. It makes you look good. It boosts your image. It gives you positivity. It makes people like you more. That's not charity. Okay? So, so, I've told you guys this over the years, over and over and over. I have. If I am going to do something that is charity, I will do it behind the scenes. I will never do it publicly on a stream, all right? Because to me, that's not charity. It's not a sacrifice. It's not something that truly helps. If it benefits me, then I'm only doing it to help me. This is why many, many years ago, I didn't do the ice bucket challenge, and everyone gave me shit for it. Oh my God. People gave me so much shit for it, and it was hard for me to stick to my beliefs and values at that time because I told you guys I didn't want to do it. People were doing that literally for internet popularity. They weren't doing it to spread, the message of ALS. People doing it didn't even know what the fuck ALS was. They were just dumping ice on their fucking head to say they're part of this meme. All right? And I refused to be a part of that. And people hated me for it. But I said, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not fucking around with this stuff. I know what's real charity and what's not. All right? So, again, if I do stuff, it will be private, it will be behind the scenes, and it will be for the fact that I want to help people, not because I want to get something out of it. Literally, in this person's suggestion, they say, oh, but this is charity if it'll make you look good. Then I don't want to do it. If you want to come to my streams and support me for the content I put out, do that. If you want to support me because I'm a holdout from the old school YouTube that's not about drama and toxic shit, and you like the positivity on my streams, come do that. But I don't want you to come support my streams because I did a charity event and I raised money for St. Jude's or something. That's stupid. That's, again, I'm benefiting because of the misery of others. I find a way to spin that into benefit. How does that make any fucking sense? Okay? And this is the difference between me and a lot of people. A lot of people out there to this day, they love Mr. Beast. They think he's the best person on the planet. I couldn't think of anything further from the truth for me. My belief system is completely against that. All right? It's okay if you like him. Go ahead, watch his content or whatever. I'm not like that, man. I'm not. I'll do stuff behind the scenes for myself to help people. And I do, by the way. But I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm not going to tell you what capacity it is. I'm not going to tell you any of that shit because it's no one's business and I don't want to benefit from it. So I'm not going to talk about it. All right? So that's the deal. All right? It's that simple. If you disagree with that, that's fine. You can go ahead and disagree with it. And do what you want. Do charity, philanthropy, whatever you want to call it in your own content. But please stop putting your morals and values onto me and trying to force me into something that I'm not comfortable with. I already know trying to do an event like this would be a huge can of worms that I'm opening with the amount of hater base and everything that I have all over the internet. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to deal with that level of crap. If I'm going to help people, I'll just help them. I don't need to have it publicly broadcast all over the internet. All right? So there you go.
I got the drip going. 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 I got the drip going.
It's like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop. So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm going to have to clear? Like, this is what I mean. These dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids.